Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the streets of Mos Eisley. Today, we are going to take you through 25 minutes of free roam gameplay in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga as we explore everything that the city of Mos Eisley has to offer in the game, from random encounters with Stormtroopers to climbing the giant Mos Eisley Tower in the center of the city. But before we get into all of this exciting gameplay, Andreas, I believe we have a few brief messages.
That's right, Nick. First things first, I just want to give a massive thank you to our friends over at WB Games for allowing us this incredible opportunity to actually play LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga just last week. As you said, this is our gameplay. We actually got to cap a cumulative 3 hours of this game. So we're just so incredibly thankful for that incredibly cool opportunity that we had. Also, guys, if at any point you are enjoying this gameplay, I urge you all to hit the like button and subscribe to the Lunar Squadron. You're also going to want to subscribe because it's a great way to stay in touch with the channel, and we have a lot of great gameplay coming up, including Yavin, including blowing up the Death Star, and including a ship's list, and many, many more videos. We just have so much planned, so you're going to want to stay in touch. Anyways, with that, Nick, are you ready to get into this one? I'm just excited to explore the city.
Yes, I certainly am.
All right, let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go find this docking bay.
Excuse me, sir, but according to art...
Alright guys, so just a couple things off the bat that will differ from our previous Death Star gameplay video. One, this is actually my gameplay because, unlike Andreas, I actually tried to focus on the free roam aspect of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So I spent pretty much my entirety of my 90-minute time frame just exploring the streets of Mos Eisley and seeing everything it has to offer. Second, in regards to the commentary for this, we're going to try and just dial it back a little bit this time and just kind of let the gameplay speak for itself and just kind of react to things that we notice along the way. So just to provide a little context right off the bat here, this gameplay actually picks up right after we finish the Cantina sequence in A New Hope. This is immediately after leaving the Cantina, and we are actually supposed to be on our way to the next main level, that being a hunk of junk. Now, we are going to go check it out here, just kind of see where the icon is located, but we aren't going to go into it. Instead, Andreas, we are going to go explore the city.
That we are. You know, you actually found this marker a lot easier than I did. I actually got lost. Like, the first thing I did when I got to Mos Eisley, I hit one of those awnings there, and it took me straight up to a rooftop. That said, this game incredibly vertical. You can see it with this tower here. There's those handholds that you can jump up to the top where there's actually a time trial, which just goes to show, I mean, how many vertical exploration opportunities there are throughout the city. The tower right there with that zip line, just another opportunity. And I think that's just a testament to how big this game is, not just like, you know, expanse-wide. Nick, I feel like you touched all 4 corners of Mos Eisley, didn't you? Like, how long did it take you to get from one side to the other?
Yeah, I really tried to go all over the place, including this Stormtrooper checkpoint. I really wanted to get into this area because I wanted the Kyber brick that he was like talking about, or that speech bubble was mentioning. And you can see here I actually used one of the mind trick abilities to see if I could gain access to this area. I was trying to break things, seeing if there was like a lever I could pull or something. But there actually wasn't. There wasn't a way for me to get in just yet. But Andreas, you will see later on in the gameplay, I actually found a way to get into this checkpoint. And it was by getting a data card from one of the officers that is walking around the streets. Because there's these patrols of Stormtroopers that kind of go throughout the streets. And they drop data chips when you kill the officer that you can use to gain access into these areas. Actually open the gate, which was really cool. I just really love how alive this city is. Like, you can see here, a hotel guest apparently is humming the Imperial March. Not quite sure what that was about, Andreas, to be honest with you.
I see here you pulled up the map. This is one of the things that I wasn't able to do. I was trying to get to, you know, the more specific map. I see it starts with the galaxy map up top, then the planet map, then down below it shows you what should be like the city map, right?
Yeah, I was actually struggling with this. For some reason, it would only show me the Junlin Waste map. It wouldn't show me the whole map of Mos Eisley. But, again, this is another thing. Later on in this gameplay footage, I was actually finally able to open up the Mos Eisley map and actually get a good look at it. I was really trying to just see how big the city was. And then you can see here, I actually jumped on one of the mounts, a dewback. And this is kind of how these mount vehicles, I'm going to call it a vehicle, kind of work in this game. They're kind of just, you know, spread all throughout the city, and you can kind of just jump on them, ride them around. You'll see I do that a few times in this gameplay. And then here, Andres, this is actually one of the key moments I really wanted to talk about, and is one of the side missions to unlock a TIE fighter. So you can see here I'm talking to a speeder owner who has apparently had his speeder stolen, and we are tasked with getting it back.
Yeah, I guess that's another way that you're going to be able to unlock vehicles in this game is you'll see people just throughout these worlds that will have a little mission for you. Here, it looks like you've got to figure out how to get behind these bars, huh?
Yeah, so I actually ended up using the mind trick ability again, but you actually, when we were reviewing this footage, you noticed another way in, which I just noticed for the first time here. You'll see in a second that there's a window right there. Apparently I could have broken my way in through that way, which is really cool that they kind of give you multiple different ways for you to gain access into these areas. Now, one thing I do want to point out here is you can see while using the mind trick ability, I'm actually able to fight with that character. And then, of course, he's served his purpose, and then I kill him because I want the speeder. I don't need him. I need the speeder.
You know, I wonder where they draw the line on who's weak-minded in this game. Because, you know, Jedi mind tricks are only supposed to work on the weak-minded. I wonder, like, you can check, like, who passed that test and who didn't based on who you're able to mind control.
You know, that's honestly a good point. Like, can you mind trick, like Force users? That's a really good question. I'm really interested to see how that works. And, you know, another thing here that I thought was really interesting was why was me rescuing a speeder out of a garage unlocking a TIE fighter? Now, you can see here we screen wiped to this. I wanted to really showcase some of the lightsaber combat footage that I had captured. So this little docking bay is actually the same docking bay that you see in that Jawa footage from about a few weeks ago. I believe TT tweeted this out, where the Jawa was running through here and kind of, you know, ruining the workday for all these Stormtroopers. Well, I decided to ruin the workday with Obi-Wan and just kind of get some real good hands-on experience with the lightsaber combat in this game. You can see here, I really loved the saber throw mechanic in this game. It really was useful.
There are two things that I really picked up on from watching your gameplay, Nick. It is how far you can throw the saber, and then how far that force push works. So right there, like, look how far you can throw that thing. And then you actually hit him and killed him with the force push when he's all the way up there. Totally reminds me of Obi-Wan's force push from Battlefront 2, where you're able to push them from that far away. I mean, you have some range here with these Jedi characters, don't you?
Yeah, I really noticed the force powers are very violent in this game. You'll see a couple times where I force push some Imperial officers and troopers that, like, I launch them. Like, launch them. It's very violent. And then, of course, here in a moment, Andreas, you will see a very embarrassing moment. I picked this thing up on accident.
I did the same thing.
And
I did the same exact thing in my gameplay. You guys will see when I'm playing through Hunk of Junk. I force lifted one of those things, dropped it, and died, just like you did, Nick.
Rookie mistake. I had no idea what the hell I just did. I didn't mean to pick that up. But the one thing I did want to do here is I needed to know what the hell this door was about. And Andreas, we were right. It is one of those doors that you use a lightsaber to cut into to get behind. That was kind of something we had speculated about from that Jawa footage. This is exactly what it is. And when you break it open, you got yourself a Kyber brick. You will see throughout this gameplay that I kind of earn Kyber bricks in a multitude of different ways. There's a lot of cool ways to earn Kyber bricks that are very unique and diverse across the city. And then here afterwards, we cut back to the footage immediately after that speeder bike side mission. I just thought it was important to kind of showcase some more of the lightsaber combat that I had experienced earlier on that was not particularly in this segment.
One thing I'm noticing here is, like, how many different NPCs there are. Like, they really nailed all of the different, like, all the different species that you'll see throughout Mos Eisley. I mean, you got Twi'leks there. I saw, like you got a Rodian walking over there. You got, like, a bunch of different human appearances. You got, you know, Admiral Akbar looking dude over there. Like, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I really want everyone to notice here. Just look how far I can go in Mos Eisley. Like, every time I turn a corner, there's just more areas to go. And then speaking of those Stormtrooper patrols that I had mentioned earlier, here is a good look at one. I actually wasn't going to mess with them until they started talking shit. I was going to leave him alone, but then he had to go and talk shit. And, like, we don't take that here. Like, who the hell does he think he is?
Oh, one thing I really want to talk about, guys. Look at how the officer is behaving. Like, do you see how he's terrified? This is something that I noticed, particularly officers in this game. Like, they made them very, like, wimpy or scared. And particularly so when you're using a Jedi. And then we got another look. I know we looked at this last time of how hero disguises worked. I know I was every time able to find 3 sets. The pants, the torso, and then the helmet. But it looks like they only dropped 2 of the 3. So I'm not sure if you were able to make that full conversion over to villain, were you?
So you'll see later on, and I do want to mention before I get into this, that Luke did pick up one of those data chips that I was talking about earlier that gives you access to those Imperial areas. Now, that's not the data chip that I actually used to gain access. You'll see we kind of have another encounter here. And actually, here's another thing I want to point out. We had speculated, Andreas, that this particular silver door wall, you would be needing a scavenger character to get into it, and we were correct. You will need a scavenger character, and I'm assuming that breaker blaster to get your way into those doors. So it was really cool to see that we were actually right about that feature. That had me very excited while playing this game. But to answer your question, I actually was able to find the helmet, the third component of the disguise. You'll see that the next time we have an encounter with one of these patrols, it's sitting there on the floor, but I don't actually pick it up just because, like, I was just exploring the streets of Mos Eisley. I didn't need the disguise for any reason. I wasn't going on the Death Star like you were.
Yeah, I mean, one cool thing that and you guys will see this later, is those disguises really change the way that Stormtroopers, even in free roam, will react to you. Like, they'll stop and they'll wave at you, and when you shoot at them, they get so confused. Like, they're like, why are you shooting at me? Another great detail that I like. So where are you taking us now, Nick?
You know, I'm just honestly trying to touch every corner of Mos Eisley here. That was really my goal, was just to really see how big the city was. And here we finally get a look at the city map for Mos Eisley. And then I noticed that taxi system up there, because Andreas, I believe in our Coruscant video we had talked about how we thought we were going to be getting from different areas on these planets, like locations. And one of the ideas you had actually brought up was a taxi system. So I wanted to actually check out this taxi system because I just wanted to prove that your theory was correct. And I think we are correct here. However, you'll notice when we do run up to this taxi, once I'm done being an idiot and actually find my way over there, because I was kind of running around like a headless chicken, you'll see that that is indeed what this is. It is a taxi system that you can use to go to different locations on Tatooine. However, for some reason, I was not able to leave Mos Eisley. I'm guessing that's just because I was still in the earlier portions of Episode 4 New Hope. But I imagine as you play this game more, you will be able to use this taxi system to get to like Jabba's Palace or Mos Espa or things like that to get back and forth. So kind of just proves your taxi theory correct. And then here you see another good look at the Mos Eisley map. You can see all of the different Kyber bricks that you can collect just in Mos Eisley, the side missions, all of that kind of stuff. And then there is one thing that actually did catch my eye. You'll see it here in a second. I needed to know what this key was. Yeah, I needed to know what this was. It was like a golden key in the middle of the map, and it was like, I was like, ooh, shiny, and I needed to go see it.
Yeah, that was one thing that I think we had seen some sort of like a key like that in one of the trailers on the Death Star, I think, on Death Star 2, actually. So I was really curious what this was as well, and it looks like it's kind of that same key terminal that you're going to need a protocol droid to access. And I know C-3PO is chilling all the way over there for some reason. And then you were able to get that passcode, right?
Well, after
after splitting yourself in half.
Well, because it said press B, and then also B is how you like break yourself in half. So that's my excuse. But yes, I was able to use the terminal as C-3PO to get access to this password, and it kind of tells me what the password is. It says house front door is the location. I'm not quite sure what that means. I don't know if you came across anything like this and you were able to figure out what this means, but like that didn't really tell me much. So I kind of just moved on.
Yeah.
And then here is some C-3PO gameplay. I know one of our particular subs, Ipaharda, is going to really appreciate this portion of this gameplay.
This one's for you, Ipa.
He really wanted to see C-3PO gameplay. Unfortunately, I really wanted to play as Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan is my boy, and he's got a lightsaber, so I stuck with Obi-Wan for pretty much 90% of this gameplay.
One thing that you guys are going to notice is that we're running pretty fast here. I think that's because the story... Did the story make you apply your first set of Kyber bricks to the speed perk or ability or whatever it was?
Yeah, I did. I didn't get the choice. It made me pick up the speed perk. And then you can see there,
so I guess,
there was the helmet there that I was able to pick up that you had mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then here is that data chip that I was actually talking about that I'm then going to use to get into that checkpoint that we had gone to earlier. Now, for some reason, I just had a feeling I needed to take this data card to that checkpoint. There was nothing that really told me to go here, but it was just kind of a feeling I had that I could use this to get in. And I actually ended up being right.
I wonder where the alarm got set off. Like, does it automatically get set off whenever you have that data card?
No.
What I do know is, and what it looks like here, they are going to keep on respawning stormtroopers until you actually disable that alarm, right? Because, I mean, look how many stormtroopers are coming at you here.
Yeah, you know, I could have gone and disabled the alarm, but, like, I was just having a lot of fun with the combat in this game. Like, you can see there, I had, like, that nice violent force push, saber throw, like... I was just vibing with the lightsaber combat. That is one thing I really enjoy, guys, is the lightsaber combat is so much fun, especially when you pair it with those force powers. Like, you kind of just get lost in the combat. Like, I totally could go turn the alarm off. I have time to go do it. I'm just, like, beating the shit out of stormtroopers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a matter of, like, the double jump and then attack thing that you guys are all used to with Lego Star Wars. Like, you can actually mix up, like, a lot. There you saw one of the combos there where he kind of force pulls the Stormtrooper underneath him. There were a lot of cool combos that I messed around with that I think you start to do more and more as you were playing as well. These R2 panels, man. These things were stressful for me when I was trying to get through the game as soon as possible. This one you didn't really give you many fits, huh?
I'm embarrassed by how much I struggle with these astromech terminals, but like also at the same time there was that extra heightened level of stress because, like you said, we only had 90 minutes and we both knew that like the clock was running in the background of our heads. So like every time I was sitting there, I was like, come on. I was getting like more frustrated with myself because it was like I'm really spending my gameplay time with this terminal. So,
and we knew everybody was going to be watching this gameplay, so whenever you make a mistake, you're like, oh, everybody's going to like see this. So, sorry in advance, guys.
We did our best.
Yeah, there was really like that additional time pressure, like having the 90 minutes here.
Now,
this was something.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
I'm not quite sure what the hell he's doing.
Look at it. He's there's obviously, you know, some details they're ironing out still. This guy's rolling around here
and laughing. And then he's rolling and then laughing.
I think you put him out of his misery though, right?
Well, like I killed his friend, and then that guy was just like vibing with it. He was cool. I took his head off, like his helmet, and he's like,
why is he what? He's just kind of and then they run away. Yeah, very odd behavior.
This was the only, I would say, like glitch I encountered in my gameplay was this, but it wasn't game breaking.
What is he doing?
Yeah, now he's scared. Like I don't know what the hell happened here.
I did notice, like, I will say, like, stormtroopers get pretty scared when you're using a Jedi. Like, they don't really know what to do with it. They're like half of them will shoot you, and then half of them will run away like that, and they'll kind of, like, cover their heads. And then you run into one of the million Kyber brick missions. I'm assuming this is a Kyber brick task that you have to do. That you were going through as you were doing your playthrough, right?
Yeah, so I think this is actually one of those puzzle missions, like you saw in that media preview event where if you like scored the soccer goal on the like near the homestead, you would get a Kyber brick. I think that's what this was going for, was you found these like giant gunk droids, and if you destroyed them all, clearly there are 8 of them. I'm imagining you would be rewarded with a Kyber brick. Unfortunately,
you guys are gonna be frustrated.
Yeah, I'm sorry for all of the completionists, but like I could only find 6 of the 8, and I'm sorry I was not going to spend the remaining like 30 minutes of my, I don't even think I had 30 minutes left of my 90-minute session trying to find those last 2 damn gunk droids for a Kyber brick in a preview hands-on event that would not matter for me. Like this, like me getting that Kyber brick there just simply did not matter for, you know, my gameplay of this game, because in 2 weeks I'm not going to have that Kyber brick.
Yeah, plus you had towers to climb, right?
Damn right I had towers to climb. That was my main goal, was to see what was at the top of that tower, or even if I was able to get to the top of that tower. That has been a big thing on my mind since we first saw that tower in one of the previous gameplay trailers, because there is that zipline at the top, which gave me the indication of I can get to the top of that damn thing. So that was one of my main goals to accomplish in this gameplay. And you'll see here in a few moments we're actually going to attempt to scale the Tower of Mos Eisley, and I gotta say, Andreas, probably my favorite moment so far playing this game, just because you'll see the challenge it presents. It was honestly a lot of fun.
You know, one thing I was wondering just watching you ride that Ronto is, why would anybody ride that if it definitely walks a lot slower than you run? I think it's just one of those things you just do for fun. Like, I'm riding a Ronto, that's pretty cool. But oh, then you ran into our friend the Wandering Wookiee. I know we had some theories about how this guy's gonna work. For me personally, I'm thinking that you're going to want to look out for him on every planet, and the more planets you find him on, maybe he starts giving you some Kyber bricks or something. What do you think, Nick?
So we know he's one of the playable characters that's on the character list, and I was wondering if I just found him that I would unlock that character, but clearly I did not unlock him. So I kind of subscribe to your theory. I'm thinking you have to go find him on every planet, and when you find him, I imagine if you get all of his locations and you talk to him, that's how you'll unlock that character. Now, we don't know that for sure, but that was kind of my impression, because I found him and I talked to him, and he didn't really tell me anything or give me, the playable character version of him. So I'm guessing you have to go find him everywhere, and then once you kind of find him, you'll unlock his playable character.
I feel like we've got to be approaching the moment of the hour, right?
Yep,
like,
we're
this
heading
is
for it right now.
where you make your grand attempt of getting up this tower. Now, this is something that we've seen in the corner of a lot of footage. That backflip was so clean, Nick. Like, you really stepped up to the occasion here on camera for everybody.
I'm about to embarrass myself here in a second. Just you wait.
Okay, this thing is harder than it looks. I'm assuming.
There's no excuse.
I mean,
I
you
embarrass myself.
You do this so clean. This is so clean here. And then I will admit it gets a bit rough in a second, guys. But this is one of those moments that we were really waiting for, because we had always seen this tower in the distance, and we've seen the zip line. And when Nick was like, I'm going to be traveling around Mos Eisley, we both kind of had this understanding, you got to climb the tower. And what was your experience like, Nick, as you
Yeah, well, you can see there, I kept dying, and this was my first go through. As you can see, you only have about 70-80 seconds, I believe, probably 80 seconds to climb this tower, and you have to wait for these platforms to come out. You got to hit all the platforms, so it's a combination of your ability plus the game playing nice and giving you the little platforms to jump onto. And so I decided to go for it, and my run here, it's going pretty well. I had 45 seconds to get to the top of the tower. I was about halfway up. I figured I could do it.
I mean, you're doing great right now.
Yeah.
I think you're doing great.
Just you wait. I still have half a minute. 30 seconds. I'm near the top of the tower. I'm vibing.
Oh, this is it.
I'm feeling good. Didn't notice the platform because I'm an idiot. So,
I mean, what do you guys think? You think he's gonna make it in the next 20 seconds? You think he's got it in him?
Hey,
I'm taking bets right now.
I gave my best effort. You'll see here. I kind of speed run through this portion of this tower.
I mean, fair credit to you. Wow, that was close. It's honestly good effort, but I mean, 2 seconds. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I had to wait for that platform.
Third time's the charm, though.
Yeah, we do get it on our third attempt. That's actually a good point. Third time is the charm. And like I said, this was the most fun, even though it looked a little frustrating. This challenge was awesome. I loved getting a challenge in this game. And racing to the top of this tower with all of these platforms and the whole platforming mechanics, I really loved. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed. I kind of got lost in trying to just complete this challenge. I really think I would have spent the rest of my time, which was not a lot of time remaining, just climbing this tower if I wasn't able to get it on this attempt. No matter what, I was climbing this damn tower in this preview.
I just think this is a real testament to TT Games' efforts to make this game as vertically explorable and massive as possible. Because look at this is close here.
This is recovery
you are so
of the
lucky
century.
there. That was such a good recovery. But like, I mean, you could see for miles. Like, you could see the whole city up here. And I think this, more than anything, will give people an idea of how big this map is. Like, look how far back this goes in every direction. Like, this is no small Mos Eisley. This might be the biggest Mos Eisley we've had in any video game. Like, I don't know, I can't think of a bigger one, to be honest. At least of this detail.
No, I completely agree. And look how high we are. Like, look at the verticality just in this location. This is just on this tower in Mos Eisley. Like, that moment of getting to the top of the tower and climbing it and that platforming and how complex that puzzle was for a Lego game has me so excited. All I could think about was, what are the challenges? What are the locations going to be like on all the other planets in this game? What is Coruscant going to be like? I am so excited to get to Coruscant. I really wish we would have had the opportunity in this hands-on preview event to see Coruscant, but man, Mos Eisley did not disappoint. Now, you'll see here I actually go through a couple of the menus because, Andreas, I had Kyber bricks to spend, and I only had a few minutes remaining in my session, so I was going to spend those hard-earned Kyber bricks on one of these abilities, so I got it on the first Jedi perk because I was spending my time playing as Obi-Wan. Might as well spend it on the Jedi.
Yeah, it looks like that one lets force-thrown objects deal more damage or something like that.
Yeah, definitely, it had to do with I believe it was called Force Flinger, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you will see here, one of the last things I kind of do here is just go collect a few more Kyber bricks. You'll see here, we complete one of these puzzles here. It's on top of one of these huts. You just kind of climb up to the top of it and you jump on the pressure button and it unlocks this little cage here at the bottom that has the Kyber brick within it. You'll see here, you can see the line kind of run into the top of the building here. Here I am, trying to find a way up. Not quite sure what I'm doing. I could have just jumped up anywhere.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Ben Kenobi's old. You know, he's old and brittle, but he's still got the moves. You can still get up there. There it is.
Yep. All I had to do was
yourself another Kyber
all I
brick.
had to do was jump on top of that little pressure button, and there we go, another Kyber brick. So as you can see, I have earned Kyber bricks throughout this entire free roam experience in a multitude of different ways, from that checkpoint to jumping on that pressure point, to jumping up and climbing up the Mos Eisley trade tower. Like, there's so many different ways. And then finally, you'll see one last Kyber brick that we go. You can see up there on that tower, there's another one. I just noticed that. I didn't even notice that while I was playing. But I go collect one more Kyber brick, and I think it's a really good showcase of the verticality in this game because it's kind of like up on one of those buildings. You can see it right up there. And there's really no like clear path to getting up there. And so I kind of had this inkling that I was going to be able to climb up these other smaller buildings and just kind of make my way up, and that's exactly what I was able to do. And guys, have you ever seen this in a Lego game? Like, this is big time. This is like Assassin's Creed.
I mean, I can't think of many Star Wars games that have let you, like, in a fully explorable Mos Eisley, in a fully explorable galaxy, run around rooftops with Ben Kenobi. Like, it is the context of this game that this Mos Eisley sits within a broader, larger galaxy of planets that you are going to be able to explore to the same degree that you see here. Like the Dowager Queen you guys saw, we explored it back there. This whole scene here just paints that wonderful picture of a just fully explorable Mos Eisley. How great is that?
It really is beautiful. So there you have it, guys. There is our 25-minute breakdown of our free roam gameplay across the streets of Mos Eisley. Let us know down below what you really enjoyed from this free roam gameplay. What are you most excited to experience in LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga when it comes to you exploring the streets of Mos Eisley? And one question I do want to ask is, what location or planet are you most excited to go and explore and just find everything that it has to offer? Because Andreas, for me personally, like I said, this really has me fired up for Coruscant.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, the list is just endless. I want to see everywhere because they have somehow made the most, like, seemingly insignificant areas very interesting to look around. You guys are going to see that with one of our upcoming videos where we get a chance to explore Yavin in this game, and you guys will see just how special that is. It's moments like that that got me super hyped to see all of what this game has to offer. I mean, let us know what you guys thought of this whole exploration throughout Mos Eisley. Are you guys excited to look through Mos Eisley? I mean, I certainly cannot wait to get back. And, I mean, this isn't it for Tatooine either. You got Mos Eisley, you've got Mos Espa, you've got Jabba's palace, you're gonna go all the way out to the Great Pit of Carkoon. There is so much to explore. I just cannot underscore that enough. You will be spending hours and hours collecting all of these Kyber bricks and exploring everywhere. So, I mean, that's just a great thing about this game that we cannot wait for. Also, before we get out of here, I just wanted to once again thank our friends over at WB Games for providing this opportunity, allowing us to explore the streets of Mos Eisley and share this with you all. And that said, guys, if you did enjoy this gameplay, we would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It lets us know that you are enjoying the gameplay, which we would very much appreciate. That said, thank you all so much for watching this one, and as always, we will see you all next time.